Welcome to day one of the Music Licensing Challenge. Congratulations for taking this first step to start pursuing your passion and doing what you really love and making some money from it, and also getting your songs heard by people, getting it out there without having to waste time publicizing it or building up a fan base or anything like that. Today in this video, I'm going to teach you what is stock music. I'm going to teach you a little bit about music licensing, and then I'm going to teach you the best site to start licensing your music on. And I'm going to ask you to go sign up for that site as your first action step in this 5-day plan. What's going to happen over the course of these next 5 days is, first, you're going to learn about the music and where to sell it today. Tomorrow you'll learn how to write a song for stock music and for music licensing purposes. On the third day, you'll learn how to produce a song, how to make the arrangements, how to choose sounds, that sort of thing. On the fourth day, you'll learn how to mix and master it. And then finally, on the fifth day, you're going to learn how to upload it, tag it, and make sure that you can actually start getting sales and get paid. Before we go any farther though, I want to make sure that you sign up officially for the challenge down there. The only way to get all of the downloads that come with this and to get full access to all of the videos, and there's over like 2 hours of videos now, is to sign up for the challenge down below. There's also companion emails that will really shed some light on what I talk about in future videos. So go sign up for the challenge right now to make sure that you don't miss a single thing and to get access to everything. All right, so let's first talk about what is music licensing. Well, music licensing is really simple. Most of the time when you turn on TV or the radio or watch a video on YouTube, the company that made that video didn't hire a composer specifically to record that song. They're going to a music library and picking music off of the shelves that already has been written and recorded by a musician. Now, if that sounds great, it should, because when you stop and think about how much music is out there, how many more TV channels there are all the time, how many more YouTube channels, podcasts, Instagram short videos, all of these things are just blossoming everywhere. So there's more opportunities than ever to get your music placed. And that's just like in America, but like every country now has cable and extended cable and super cable. And so there's just a limitless opportunities to get your music heard. I want you to take a exercise over the next 5 days as we do this to really pay attention the next time you watch TV to all of the music that's in the background. Odds are that if it is instrumental and you're not watching really like a high grade piece of cinema or something on HBO, it's going to be a piece of stock music that the production company has added. And if you look at something like a reality TV show, for example, just turn on the Discovery Channel for 30 minutes, or the History Channel, or Bravo. On those reality TV shows, the music is changing almost every 15 to 20 seconds. So pay attention, really listen to the music and see how the music is being used to set the mood for songs, or for the TV show. And figure out how you could use that skill, that knowledge, to make your own music sound better and more sellable. Because what you're really trying to convey with stock music is emotion, or a mood, or maybe a vibe even, right? If it's a TV show that takes place in the 70s, maybe they're looking for some funk. Or if it's taking place in the 90s, they're going to want old school hip hop. Similarly, you might be making sad music, or you might be making uplifting and inspirational music. Whatever type of music you make, though, you need to follow 2 rules. The first is that you can really only keep one style, one mood, one vibe throughout your song. Unlike songs that you might just be writing for yourself, stock music really needs to follow one specific mood the entire time. Otherwise, it's just not going to appeal to directors, to production companies. What they want is they want the best song for a 15 or 30 second clip. They're not needing the whole journey. And so when they hit the play button at the beginning of your song, it better tell them exactly what type of song they're going to be getting if they keep listening to it. Now, you might twist around what you do with that. Sure, you're going to build it up, you're going to break it down, but it's all going to be in the same style. It's all going to be in the same mood. That's really important to keep in mind. The next thing that you need to keep in mind is that song structure and transitions are key. When it comes to stock music, your music is being used to help support another artist's vision. That is the creator of the show or the creator of the podcast or the radio show, whatever it is. And so you support their vision best by basically going around and making it so that they can easily chop 30 seconds of your song off. And that means you have strong transitions. It means that stuff happens within 30 seconds. It means you're not constantly repeating the same loop over and over again. Instead, it means that you are adding something every time, every 4 bars. Your song has forward motion, and then boom, it hits a mark. Boom, it hits a mark. So that it can be easy for editors to work to. Now, before we get to the best site to start selling your music on as a beginner, there's a couple other tips I want to tell you for stock music and for this challenge just in general. So, you're gonna see that I can easily make and finish a song in under 3 hours. This is a numbers game, and so one of the skills that you do need to get better at is producing faster and being more confident in your judgment. Now, obviously, it takes a long time to develop those skills, and so there's going to be a tension as you go through this between wanting to really perfect everything and improve your skills versus getting something finished. And what I would advocate is that you take turns. Sometimes when you make a song, you just spend hours EQing it and really learn how to get better at EQ. But you also need to practice the skill of producing quickly and decisively. And so when you sit down to write a song, really decide which mood you're going to be in, which hat you're going to be wearing, and go for that. Because if you can't produce enough songs, you're not going to see traction. And you're not going to stay inspired to do this. What I've found is that for about every 30 files that I've uploaded to Pond5, I have tended to get a sale. And so that's your goal over the next few months, is to get to 30 files. Now, that's not 30 songs. That's probably like 5 or 6 songs. But you cut them up in different ways, and that gets you to about 30 files. So, a lot of people struggle to say they don't have enough time to do this. And one of the best ways to find more time is just to be more efficient at producing and more decisive when you're making your music. And if you can make your music in less time, you don't need to find more time to make music. You just need to use it more effectively. So that would be my big advice to you, is don't wait for your song to be perfect. If it's done, and if you find yourself having spent 20 minutes fiddling with a compressor to figure out if, this type of compressor is better or that, or if 30 milliseconds of attack time sounds better than 60, and you're not really able to make a decision between one or the other, then it doesn't matter. Stop messing around and get it done. Okay, so now I want to talk about what the best site is for stock music. And this is for beginners, right? This is not for advanced people, but I think this, for anybody starting out or anybody even in the middle of their stock music licensing career, I would unequivocally recommend Pond5 as a great place to start. Why? Because it's a broad marketplace with a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers. It has reasonable standards for who they accept into the library, so you're not going to be frustrated by having your songs rejected by the library and have your spirits crushed, which I think is where a lot of people go wrong. They initially start out thinking, oh, well, I can get into the best libraries or whatever. You probably can't. Even if you're a really good producer, writing for stock music is just a different ballgame. And so it's best to make money while you're doing that. And not only will you make money while you're on Pond5, but you'll also get valuable information. Because every time you sell a song, that's a data point. That means that somebody was willing to put their hard-earned money on the line and say, yeah, I want to use that track. And that's huge. And so the more songs you get to sell, that'll kind of help you build your confidence up before you start pitching or seen where else you want to go in this industry. Another thing related to why I think you should start Pond5 is because it's non-exclusive and it's not in perpetuity. So what does that mean? Well, if you upload your songs to Pond5, you can upload them to plenty of other libraries out there, if they're also non-exclusive. So there's no downside to uploading them now temporarily at Pond5 and then, taking them down later if you want, because it's not perpetual. Now, there are some downsides to Pond5. There's some things that I don't like about it. I don't think their website is very usable. It's not the worst by any means, but it's also, as a creator, I think it's actually very usable. The upload process, which we get into on day 5 of the challenge, so stick around for that. I think that's very useful, but as a buyer, I don't think it's a very powerful and robust buyer-friendly interface. And so I think in the long run, that's starting to hurt my sales in Pond5. I've heard mixed things. Some people say their sales are going up. Some people's sales are staying steady. Mine have been going down lately. But, it's cyclical. I've been doing this for several years and have made over $10,000 mostly through Pond5. And, it's going to come and go. I trust my music. And so that's why I recommend Pond5. Another frustrating thing about Pond5 is that they have started taking a larger portion of the revenues that you get from selling songs. I think they now take 65% and leave you with 35%, which to me really doesn't seem fair. It used to be a 50-50 split, but despite that, I still think it's a great place for beginners to start and better than anywhere else out there. If you have any questions about what stock music is, how you license it, just what's coming up in the course, please leave them below. And also, if there's anybody that you think needs to learn about stock music licensing, any friends, any bandmates, anything, please share this video with them, because I think that there are a lot of musicians out there that would benefit from licensing their music, and they just don't even know anything about it. They're leaving money on the table, they're leaving exposure on the table, and they're leaving, pride and bragging rights on the table. I can say that my music has been in, on TV. It's been in Netflix. It's been in an award-winning indie horror film. That's awesome. I could have never said that a few years ago, even if I had the music just sitting around on my hard drive or on Spotify getting 20 plays. So that's why I think you need to spread the word. I really appreciate this. Remember to go sign up down below, because there is a lot of exclusive content that is only available to people that subscribe. Additionally, I just wanted to thank you so much for spending time with this video. Thank you, and I'll see you again tomorrow when we learn how to write a piece of stock music.